Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. What if one of China's most admired actors publicly confessed the one thing he cherishes most about his co-star? And what if that co-star blushed in return with millions watching? Well, that's exactly what happened. And fans are losing their minds. The interview began with laughter, the kind of relaxed energy shared only between two people who have spent countless hours together on and off set. Chen Zheyuan and Zhao Lusi, known for their on-screen chemistry, were seated side by side during a behind-the-scenes featurette meant to promote their latest project. At first, the questions were light and familiar: how challenging the filming schedule had been, the fun moments during rehearsals, and what snacks they enjoyed between takes. But then came the question that shifted the atmosphere. Zheyuan, the interviewer asked playfully, if you had to pick, what is your favorite part of Lucy? It was an innocent question delivered with a teasing smile, expecting perhaps a funny answer or a brush-off. Instead, something subtle changed in Zheyuan's expression. He glanced toward Lucy, not with surprise but with a kind of quiet certainty, and after a pause that felt deeper than its duration, he said gently, her hands. The room stilled. Lucy lowered her gaze and let out a soft, breathy laugh, clearly caught off guard. Zheyuan continued, there's a kind of grace in the way she moves even when she doesn't speak. Her hands are always expressing something. Nervousness, joy, empathy. Watching her, you realize she never hides her emotions. It wasn't a grand declaration, but rather something more intimate, a truth revealed not to impress, but to honor. In that moment, Zheyuan allowed the audience to see what he sees, the quiet details that speak louder than words. For those watching, the moment felt tender, unforced, and achingly sincere. It was a confession that did more than spark headlines. It sparked hope, that real connection still exists, even in a world built on performances. When Chen Zheyuan quietly chose Zhao Lusi's hands as his favorite feature, it wasn't just a compliment, it was a revelation. In a world where beauty is often reduced to the obvious, his answer offered something deeper, something reflective of the emotional language that lies beyond appearances. Hands, after all, are storytellers of their own. They reach out, hesitate, comfort, and create. They are the first to show nervousness, and the last to let go when something matters. Zheyuan's choice spoke volumes not only about how attentively he observes Lucy, but about the kind of connection they share. It wasn't about her being beautiful in the conventional sense, it was about presence. He saw in her hands a mirror of her inner world. How she instinctively fixes a co-star's collar between takes. How she covers her face when she laughs uncontrollably. How she folds her fingers when she's uncertain or deep in thought. These gestures are fleeting, easy to miss. Yet he remembered. And perhaps, without saying it directly, what he admired wasn't just the hands themselves, but what they represent. Lucy's hands are a symbol of sincerity, kindness, and vulnerability. All the little things that don't scream for attention but linger in one's memory. When Zheyuan described them, his words weren't rehearsed or embellished. They were real, quietly powerful. In the entertainment world where curated images often replace genuine connection, this moment felt strikingly pure. It reminded fans that love, or at least something like it, can blossom not from grand moments, but from subtle unnoticed details. That someone out there is watching not for perfection but for authenticity. And in doing so, Zheyuan made everyone watching believe, if only for a moment, that true affection can still exist in the simplest forms. The moment Chen Zheyuan confessed his admiration for Zhao Lusi's hands, the internet didn't simply react, it erupted. Within hours, clips of the interview were shared across every major platform, from Weibo and Instagram to TikTok and Twitter. Yet this wasn't the typical frenzy driven by celebrity gossip or speculation. This time it felt more personal. Fans across the world, from Seoul to Paris, Bangkok to Los Angeles, didn't just watch. They felt. Something in Zheyuan's sincerity transcended language and borders. It wasn't about scandal, and it wasn't about fan service. It was a rare instance where vulnerability took center stage, where a gentle truth spoken without expectation stirred a storm of warmth. In Japan, fans referred to it as Shinjitsu no Eijo, a love that feels truthful. In Indonesia, hashtags like #TrueGestureLove began trending, capturing the collective emotional swell of an audience who had, perhaps unknowingly, been yearning to witness something this genuine. The comments flooded in, not with debates but with gratitude. Some wrote about how they never noticed the power of someone's hands until that moment. Others shared how the confession reminded them of small, quiet acts of love in their own lives. There was a universality in it, proof that the smallest gestures often speak the loudest. And for those who had followed Zheyuan and Lusi through every drama, interview, and red carpet appearance, this moment felt like a turning point. Not a confirmation of romance necessarily, but of a connection far more real than scripted lines. In a digital age where affection is often curated, Zheyuan's words landed like a soft, unexpected truth. Fans didn't just swoon. They remembered how it feels to believe in something unspoken, yet deeply felt. Beyond the lights, scripts, and rehearsed interviews, it's the unfiltered glimpses of real life that speak the loudest. And with Chen Zheyuan and Zhao Lusi, those fleeting moments, captured quietly by fans or whispered about by crew members, have begun to paint a far more intimate portrait than any headline ever could. During filming breaks, while most actors retreat to their phones or stylists, Zheyuan is often seen by Lucy's side. Sometimes it's a small thermos of warm tea he offers her without words. Other times, he casually straightens her coat as the wind picks up, not for the cameras, but because he notices she's shivering. Crew members have shared stories, never in scandal but in admiration, of how he watches her, not with possessiveness but with attentiveness. It's in the way he listens when she speaks, even off camera, in the way he waits for her, even when no one's watching. These moments don't scream romance. They whisper something deeper. They speak of respect, comfort, familiarity, of a connection that has quietly grown between two people who understand the cost of fame but still choose to show up for each other in the most ordinary human ways. What fans see on screen, the laughter, the warmth, the lingering eye contact, isn't a performance. It's a reflection of something real that exists behind the scenes. And perhaps that's why it resonates so deeply, because at its core, it's not about being a celebrity couple. It's about two people who find comfort in each other's presence, who choose small gestures over big declarations. In a world that often celebrates noise, Chen Zheyuan and Zhao Lusi remind us that love, if that's what it is, can be quiet, steady, and entirely real. In a world where appearance often overshadows authenticity, Chen Zheyuan's quiet confession about Zhao Lusi's hands felt like a deliberate shift away from surface admiration toward something far more meaningful. It was never just about beauty, it was about presence, about essence, about the parts of a person we come to cherish not because they shine the brightest but because they stay with us the longest. By choosing her hands, symbols of tenderness, care, and unspoken emotion, Zheyuan told us something profound. That connection, true connection, isn't built on perfect features or flawless charm. It's built on the ordinary things, noticed by someone who truly sees you. The way Lucy's hands move when she's excited, how they tremble slightly when she's nervous, or how she uses them to comfort others on set. Those are the pieces he has quietly memorized. And in doing so, he reminded fans around the world what love looks like when it's stripped of glamour and pride. In many ways, their story, or whatever it may be, is not one of cinematic grand gestures, but of small, repeated affirmations. It's about the man who doesn't fall for a pretty face, but for how a person carries the weight of kindness in her smallest actions. And perhaps that's what makes this moment so unforgettable. Because in highlighting something as subtle as Lucy's hands, Zheyuan reminded us that real affection recognizes the soul behind the smile, the story behind the gesture. This wasn't just a sweet moment between two stars. It was a reflection of something more enduring. A kind of affection that speaks in quiet tones, that values depth over display. And in that softness, many found a reminder that the most beautiful parts of love are often the ones the world doesn't always see. As the soft ripples of Chen Zheyuan's confession continue to echo across social media, fans aren't just reacting, they're imagining. There's a kind of hopefulness that now lingers in the spaces between their shared glances, subtle gestures, and quiet support. For many, it no longer feels like idle speculation or romantic fantasy. Feels like witnessing something real, something rare. And with that comes a question no one dares to ask too loudly. What if this isn't just another fleeting on-screen connection? What if there's more to their bond than the roles they play? What if, beyond the lights and scripts, two people truly found comfort in one another? Fans have begun piecing together every shared interview, every behind-the-scenes clip, every look that lasts a second longer than it should. Not to invade, not to demand, but to quietly root for something beautiful. There's a tenderness in this kind of support, a collective wish whispered by people from Seoul to Sydney, Tokyo to Toronto. Let them be happy, whether on camera or off. It's not about forcing a love story. It's about honoring the one that may already be unfolding, in its own quiet time, on its own honest terms. And perhaps that's why this moment has resonated so deeply, because it allows people to believe in something gentle and genuine amidst a world that often feels too loud, too staged, too fast. For now, there are no declarations, no confirmations, just small, consistent signs of care. But fans are content with that, because sometimes the strongest stories are written not in words, but in the spaces between them. And in those spaces, the hope lives on, that whatever lies ahead for Chen Zheyuan and Zhao Lusi, it will be grounded in the same sincerity that first captured everyone's hearts. And that's the magic of Chen Zheyuan and Zhao Lusi. It's not just acting. It's the way they look at each other, the way they see the beauty in the smallest things, the way they make the world believe in pure, subtle, heart-fluttering affection again. Glowing star, if this story warmed your heart like it did ours, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. What do you think Chen Zheyuan admires most about Zhao Lusi next? Movie camera. And hey, if you love stories like this one, full of warmth, authenticity, and hope, follow us for more exclusive updates from the world of Cdrama, stars, and their real lives behind the spotlight. Backhand index pointing right. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Speech balloon. Until then, stay kind, and always look a little deeper.